Yes, in your face. That's exactly what we're doing tonight. So, just going straight into the conversation, I'm going to ask the question that everybody asks. Why are you not married?
Why are you not married?
When are you going to? Okay, let's start with the question of why, and then we can get that out of the way. So let me start with you.
Well, so maybe I haven't woken up to a certain or a type of reality. Maybe I'm still asleep. Because why it's even become a discussion is a challenge for me. Why is it not you're 20 and why aren't you married? You know, maybe 18 and why aren't you married? So 30, whoever set the yardstick, I need to do a thorough research on that. But there's no reason to it. There's no particular reason. It's not like I've made a conscious effort to say I'm 30 and I'm not getting married, or I'm 30 and I desperately want to get married. It's just that it's not part of the priority checklist.
For you?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Aram?
Well, I mean, the question itself is just mind-boggling. Like she said, like, who set the yardstick? Why does it have to be 30? Why can't it be 35, 40? And for me,
50,
60, 70, 80, you know? I mean, for me, it's like a rite of passage. It's just one of those things. You are born, you celebrate birthdays, you go to school, you graduate, you have a job, and then maybe when you meet somebody you want to do life with, then you decide to get married. But if you say, oh, you're 30 and you're not married, why? Like, there's something wrong with you. Right. I don't think it's a problem or it's a disease or it's a sickness.
Okay.
For me, it's not really a problem.
30 and single is a blessing.
Okay.
I just want to start on that note, because I feel like when you're 30, it's like it's now time. Like, you're there. You are getting to know yourself much better. I can guarantee you that there are a lot of people who were being asked, when are you getting married? Why are you not married? They rushed into the marriage and now they are regretting. And you see, these are the people that will go around and be asking single women, why are you not married? Actually, because they are jealous of you. Because some of them are not happy in their marriages. And so when you get to make your own decision on your own time, you get to go out, you get to wear what you want to wear, look how you want to look. And you're like,
you're making it sound like marriage is like
no, it's not. That's why I said some. Yeah, that's why I said some, because some people get married to people that they didn't really even know. And because they were in a hurry, they just wanted to get married to the person. Now, you get married and now you see certain things that you didn't know when you were dating or when you were, you know, in the boyfriend-girlfriend thing, and now you want to leave, but probably you have kids. Maybe you have an investment together, you have this, and then a lot of people are not bold enough to leave because of their kids.
Yes, and obviously the stigma of divorce as well, isn't it? So there's that.
I think both have stigmas now. Now, if
not getting married early and not
getting married and getting divorced.
So like the only right thing is to be married.
Someone will say choose your choice.
Well, it's true. Some people have married before 30 and even at 30 and they're doing so well. Somebody would say that when you're 30, you haven't enjoyed life, you haven't had your shocks, you haven't had all of your happiness, you haven't experimented enough. But some people took their time to study their partners and still had shocks at age 40, at 50. So I'd say that probably, I wouldn't probably agree on the fact that you don't know your partner so well. You can get surprises and you can also have a smooth landing, really. But it's just a case of culture, really, and preference. And if life has happened to you.
Right.
I mean, we're all sitting here didn't mean that if your Prince Charming came at the moment, you're going to say that, oh, well, because I said that once, I said when I'm 30, I'm not getting married, so I'm not getting married. No. It's not like there's a standard to it.
No.
I call it life. And just your priority check, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the experiences that I had, someone told me that, oh, why don't you ask me when are you getting married? I'm like, I don't know if it happens. Like, but you should write it down. Like, put it, like,
write it down.
Like, put a date on it. I'm like, that's the mistake, and that's something I'll never do, because if I say I want to be married at 30 and then all of a sudden I'm 29 and a half and I'm going to be 30 in 6 months and I have no boyfriend, I'm not. What am I? So people put this high, unrealistic expectations on themselves. based on what other people have put into their mind. And then you're almost 30, you're not married, and then you are under pressure. I know people who have celebrated their 30th birthday, and instead of being excited, they are down.
Are they?
They are sad. Yes, because they are not married, or they're in a relationship at a point in time where it's not up to that point of marriage. And then they are giving these guys pressure. And then the guys are also resisting. Then your once maybe normal relationship is now a tug of war because you want to get married. The guy doesn't want to get married. And that's another problem altogether.
It's a nightmare.
May I just say that marriage is not an achievement.
Or a reward.
Because for me, like I have a tall list of the things I want to do. And I'm working hard to achieve those things. So, yes, do I want to get married? Yes. Do I want to have kids? Yes. But it doesn't define me as a woman or as a man for that matter. It doesn't define you because you choose when you want to get married or when you want to have kids. And a lot of people don't even consider that people actually make their life plans and marriage and kids are not involved. People don't want to get married. People don't want to have kids.
Don't want to,
and it's not a curse. It's not. That's what I want.
Okay, so the text lines are opened. It's 0244340437. You can follow us on Facebook or Twitter. Tweet at us, #StrongandSassy. But text us and tell us what you think. 30, single, you're not married, so what? What exactly is the big deal? Or what's your experience? We're interested in hearing. So I'm listening to you, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of the fact that most women who are not married after the age of 30 are tagged as we a baby dodo. You are too strong. You are too why your career.
Because you see you said something that when you like someone told you that you have to write it down. So now when you're 29 and you don't have a boyfriend, you don't even have people winking at you or something. So now what do you tend to do? And you just want to, you become so desperate that you tend to settle for anything. And then you take any excuse, you take any man or anything that walks in. You don't even consider what you want. Do you even ask yourself what works for me? What do I want? Does this man fit in my plan? Does he fit in my dream? You don't. So now you settle for it, and it's for Christ's sake, ladies. You are not looking for a job.
And sometimes people,
you're looking for love.
They don't care who you marry or what you marry. So far as you're married.
So what you marry?
But I'm telling you, people don't care. Like, people just want, they don't care who you marry, what you marry, what kind of.
I think they do care.
I'm telling you, because, and one thing I always say is that after the whole ceremony is finished, and most people prepare for their wedding, not their marriage. And then everybody has gone home, and it's left with you and this guy. And then he starts exhibiting all kinds of things. And one of the, I'm sure most of the ladies in the studio have experienced is, you meet a guy and then they just, I want to marry you. I mean, I want to marry you, like, it's a favor he's doing me. So in terms of, I like you, I want to marry you. And so what?
Something bothers me. How did we get to the point where somebody can get the nerve and ask you why you're not getting married? Are women starting to look desperate? Are women sending signals?
But it's always been like that.
And I don't even want us to narrow the conversation down to women. Men as well.
But not as much.
It's not as much.
But not as much.
You know, men have huge shock absorbers. They're able to manage it. But women get emotional, hormones and all of that. And so it's become a topic for discussion.
A story, let me just share this story. There used to be this lady we live with in the same house, and then she grew up with friends. Everybody they were getting married and all that. And Muslims, when they are getting married, they have this ceremony they do in the street. It's called Aure or something. And so then Jai, what time you know what I'm talking about. So then we play music, and then people come on the floor, they dance and all that. So the music was playing, and this girl felt like, I want to dance. She walked up there dancing, and when she was leaving, there were people sitting there like, She came home, and I'm telling you, for a fact, ever since that day, she's never been the same. Why? Because she cried so much, and it's like every time you're talking, she looks down on herself. And ever since then, it's like you can just walk in the house and you see this girl with someone. I'm like, yo, you can't, because you're looking for someone doesn't mean you should settle for anything.
Do you think that we are still defined by our ability to find a husband as women today, in today's world?
Yes. And I think from birth, as women, we are raised to be wives. Subconsciously. If you do something, if you don't know how to do like until like if you go to your husband,
you do.
So women subconsciously, we are raised to be wives, but men are not raised to be husbands.
No, they're not.
So they are just raised to be successful,
or not raised at all.
And so we grow up with all these standards, with all these expectations, and then we meet all these people, and sometimes I've met people and I'm like, who raised these people? They have no respect, no respect for who you are as a person, what you've achieved. In his mind, I'm the man, I want to marry you, so what you say is good. And then we have all these standards, we have all these things that we've achieved, and we want to be accepted for that.
But may I say that, you see, there's nothing wrong with raising a woman to be a wife, really, and raising a woman to be a mother. What the woman does with that ability that's been impacted, and here's what matters.
Yeah, right? Rightly said.
Because then you can be all sorts of women, but if you're not cut out, I'm sorry to use the word cut out, right? Then it's a problem, because then you're beautiful, you're a career woman, you're earning lots of money, but you can't really make a simple plate of meal.
The meal. I disagree.
No, I didn't say make a meal for a man.
Okay.
But
are you not eating?
Even for yourself, you can have a chef.
So who's cooking that?
You see, I think that
what you want for yourself.
The chef.
What you want for yourself. You need to know what you want before the chef. Do you understand?
Right.
Because you can go to a restaurant, you're ordering a la carte, right?
Yeah.
But you can tell what you want.
Yeah.
And when the food comes and it's not good, you determine that it's not good.
It's not
because
good.
you know what is not good. You know what is
but
good.
do you need to be trained to be a wife?
No. You see, I don't want. May I? We shouldn't even take that. It's not like it's up for a discussion. What it is that there's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely.
Well, I also want to add
that.
In this life, right? Like you're saying, we were trained like that. But you see, I think we learn to unlearn. Right? The reason why I'm saying this, because we were trained to be wives, and as a woman you have to do this. Some people grow and they don't, because maybe they don't read wide or get to know themselves better, have the experience and all that, they tend to think that, I know someone like that. That's what I'm saying. Saying so this is how it's supposed to be. But no, it's not like that. You see, if you do that, that's how come you have women staying in relationships and marriages that they are being abused, but they are still there.
Thing is, a woman should be raised to be a woman.
Yes.
Not a wife.
Yes. Because then men
should be raised to be husbands. And you see, some of these men don't even, we as women, I think that we find all these authority people in our lives where we go to. There are men that they don't have anybody, I wouldn't say who covers them, maybe apart from their dads. They don't have people that talk to them, speak into their lives. I'm sure you, MFI, if you're doing something that is probably out of line or you're acting out, you have people in your life who call you to order and speak to you. There are men who don't have that. There are women who are married to men who, they can't even speak to their husbands. If their husbands are stressing them out or doing certain things, they can't. Maybe he has money, so he's the one paying everybody's bills, so he does everything that he wants. And what I'm advocating for is for us as women not to be pressured into getting into marriage. But if you meet somebody, like you said, and you've gone through life with them, like through the relationship and everything, at that point, and it's right, we should get married because the time is right for us. We know this person and this is what we want to do, but not because somebody says,
and also because if you even want it, the question is, do
you
I want to get married? Do I want to
then
have
do it?
kids?
If you don't want to, then don't do it. Why are people not saying, why are you 30 and divorced?
And why are people not judging women?
As a divorced woman, I would say that they do ask. And as soon as you hear that somebody's divorced, you assume that there's something wrong with them, or there's this, or they didn't do that, and you couldn't stay, and you couldn't. So there's a whole tag that comes.
And you see, the funny thing is that the funny thing is that is the women that would ask their fellow woman
taken as granted.
That
as taken as a woman that will speak a language to a fellow woman that will offend her. Honestly, if a man spoke something to me, I'll say this because you do not understand my inner self.
But most of the time, do men actually ask?
Women don't. Men don't. It's the women.
Yes, it's the women.
This is why. So you're working in a community and your fellow woman is like, "Nadabena will be worried."
Okay. It's fine. It's fine to ask because
stripped away, you're able to measure the person's level of thinking, the person's orientation to life, what the person is being brought up to believe. So it's fine. That's your orientation. It's not in my circle. It matters to me what I'm doing with what you're saying to me.
Exactly.
It matters to me. And it matters to me what women are doing, what is happening, because like I always say, in this life, there's a constant and the variable. The thing that can change, the thing that cannot change. There's history. There's people, there are Christians and they're guided by Bibles. There's Islamic religion, they're guided by the Quran. And today you want to change it. It takes a while to build history. And it takes a while to change it. But it matters your own principles for yourself, because we sleep and wake up, people are not going to stop asking that question. It's always going to be. I don't know the source of the question, really.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think that as we get older, our standards go higher? So you find that the kind of man that perhaps you would have been willing to settle down with at 23, 24, and you look at him and say, I'm at some you hold his hands small.
Please, I'm allergic to that's my ears. There's a whole kind of
so that means you're saying that as we get older, the standards change.
You see, the last time I was interviewing someone, and then the person seemed to have a problem with why women like money. I'm like, I'm working, I'm making money. I can't date a broke man. I will never date a broke man. So if I have this is what I'm bringing to the table.
Down right now, what he said, they'll say, it's because the person that I want, I've not met the person yet.
Exactly.
You understand? So he came and he was broke.
If you are broke,
I always tell my male friends this thing, that date within your league.
Exactly.
Date within your league. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, date within your league, because you would have so much peace of mind if you're dating somebody in your league. If you are earning a salary of like 2,000 Ghana cedis in Ghana right now, and you want to date a girl that lives in Trasacco,
is driving wide, come back home.
It's too far. It's too far.
That's what 2,000 at Trasacco is.
I'm like 2,000 is a week.
I meet people and they tell me that they spent $1,000 on a weave. I'm like, why? How?
$1,000 on what?
On a weave. And
possible.
And I'm like, wow, why? And I start thinking about all the things I could do with that money that has nothing to do with weave. So like I'm saying, so you have 2,000 cedis and you're dating somebody who, that's how much they are weave for. Can you just imagine the stress that's going to come into your life, because then you are striving to provide for this person, to live up to their expectations. There are people who want to go and have drinks, cocktails on a Wednesday like this at Kempinski. They just want to go and
one is like 65.
I'm telling you, so you can't afford that lifestyle. So don't even try to date a woman in that league. So date within your league.
Exactly. If you're dating that, date within your league.
Yes.
So if you're a CEO, find somebody who's a CEO.
Exactly. Okay. And another thing I've
wait. But when we say that,
like you see for what is CEO.
Exactly. But you see that as
no, but what she's saying.
Wait, let me ask my madam. That's my question. Right. So you're telling the men that they should date within their league.
Yes.
Are you going to tell the women to date within their league?
Yes.
Because most women, relax, are looking for a man that is above her. So, or with the women, the league is a bit different. Your league is somebody above you, not somebody who is equal to you.
So, you see, if you're bringing
on the
something
standards of the woman, then,
exactly. So, it depends on your standards as a person. I had, let me tell you an experience I had. A friend asked me to go out on a date with a guy, and she was chaperoning the date.
Oh, she too.
Exactly. And then the first thing she told me before we go, she said, I hope you don't make the guys feel a certain type of way because he's not as educated as you are. And I'm like, that doesn't even count. I'm more of a character and a personality kind of person before the other thing.
You're a whole lot of woman in one then.
Okay. So it's not necessarily about if he's as educated as I am, but he can make it up in other areas of his life.
Okay.
So coming back to the dates within your league, you as the man, you want to have peace of mind as a person. So if you are dating way above your league, that's too much stress, bruh. You don't want all that.
Is this to say that women have certain standards?
We must have standards. Both men and women must have standards. I have certain things that I check on my list. If you don't have it, you are out.
Check.
Roll it out.
I think a few things to add to my list. Check.
Please. No, you see, I think the thing is, for instance, you're dating a woman who is well educated, have friends who are influential. Let's take the influential. I mean, educated people, sophisticated. Then probably maybe you're dating a man who is not as educated as you are, or all the other communities. The problem here is that sometimes you're even shy to take him out.
But who's carrying the Zara bag? You
I mean, like, friends? I mean, like your friends, the kind of friends you have.
Okay. So you can't take him into that.
Yes, you can't take him into that space, and so sometimes your level of understanding and reasoning becomes different, because if I am earning this, like you said, league. There are certain class of people that I roll with. So probably maybe you see me come home with a gift.
Are you picking the husband to satisfy the league of people that you roll with, or are you picking the husband because of what he is to you?
What I'm trying to add on to what she said by
you can.
It's not even necessary. It's not necessarily. Trust me, you can take the person out of the ghetto, but the ghetto will live in the person. Okay, the ghetto flashy. I mean, they will still go out there and still act like. And you see, it's not even just for women, it's men. There are men who probably, like, is a doctor or something and goes to marry somebody from the village and then brings them, and then, I mean, you set a table, if you marry somebody from a certain family.
Don't you? Okay.
So, I mean, and things can go wrong. But I feel like as women, we need to have standards. And your standard is something that's personal to you. I've had experiences with men when somebody comes to ask me and I say no, and then they go like, why? Like but you shouldn't ask you why. And I said no. Like
I'm 30 and nobody's arranging dates for me.
No one is arranging.
Nobody knows. Let me tell some friends
like Meghan Markle.
Some friends that should be to a prince or something.
Anyway, so does this come to the fact that a woman needs to rise to a certain standard so that society would not attack them?
I think regardless of what you achieve, when you're not married, they'll still
want to attack you.
Still attack you.
And which is wrong, because people should be celebrated.
Exactly. Why can't you say, she's 30 and she has this company and she's impacted this life and she's done that? Why can't?
Then you're a lesbian.
Really? No one is there.
No one is yes. Anyway, so now managed to sneak that into the conversation. Yes. You do know that it's also the other side of the narrative, that when a woman, is getting older and she's not married, and then the questions start, so are you bi? Are you, a lesbian?
I've had that experience before.
You have? Oh,
yes.
Tell us.
So I go on
experience that somebody thought you were a lesbian, or the actual lesbian.
No, that I am a lesbian.
Right. Okay.
And then I go on a weekend away with my girlfriend, and then so we are posting pictures on this trip that we went away, and then people start asking me questions. Am I a lesbian? Or am I? And I'm like, are you people serious? Like, if I had gone on this weekend away with a guy, it would be. I know people will be like, I'm being promiscuous or something. And then,
but it wouldn't be as bad. It would be tagged.
Why? And I'm the kind of person who I'm always out with my girls. To the point, I know sometimes it's terrible, but I actually enjoy being out with my girlfriends than actually going out with a guy. Because if you go out with a guy, it's just the two of you sharing a talk. It's boring for me. I have mad fun with my girls. So people started assuming, and then I've cut my hair. I go, and when I'm that protective friend, so when we go out in the pub, you see people just coming up, grinding on you ridiculously, and then I go like, no, you can't go to my friend, and then they go like, and then they go like, oh, like, why you've been extra? I've been called all sorts of names for that behavior, but I'm a protective person, and I want my friends to be okay. And people have, and I've come, and then one of the most ridiculous things that somebody has ever said to me was that they look at me like, I don't think you can cook, and I'm like, why? Because you have short hair.
Okay, I mean, people define you by their standards.
Okay.
Somebody looks at my picture on Instagram, right? And I'm so tired because I'm waking up at 3:30 to start the show at 6 a.m. and my eye is tired.
Yeah.
And this person comes to say, I can see in your eyes that you're so sad because you're not married. So I go straight. You know what? I go straight to the person's profile to look at the person. The person doesn't have a life. So I realize that people who do not have lives they really want to drag you down to their level. Yes, their level.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk biology.
Okay.
Let's talk about. This is
Real
my
truth.
viewpoint. I'm playing devil's advocate.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, even
Let's
if
talk
it
about
is normal.
sagging tits.
Oh God.
Wrinkles on your face. Let's talk about the fact that after a certain age, you start to age. Your body starts to change.
I can't wait to pounce on this.
You get premenopausal, like some of us, and then it really becomes a decision, that you have to make. Am I going to maybe lower my standards a little bit so that I can meet somebody? So that I can have children. You see, because the advantage that men have over women is that they can have children until the end of their lives, as long as they can get stuff.
Right.
The disadvantage with us is that by the time you're 47, 48, 49, 50, the eggs have stopped.
You don't want to be 35.
You get where I'm going. When we talk about women in their prime and beauty and how it changes and all of that.
Okay.
Where does that factor in the strength that we show in there? I will not get married until I am ready to get. Do you guys feel a certain subliminal pressure that, do you have those moments?
MFA, you go first.
Because
you go first.
First of all, I've seen women who've given birth, who getting married, and they've given birth and they're 40, and their breast is showing down south. That's fine. I've seen people who are not even
going where?
down south,
downtown.
Across south.
I share this way.
And I've seen people who are even 25. And still have wrinkles and they have body changes and all of that. And so it comes down to biology, like Animwaa would say. The question I would ask myself is that, am I willing to look at my body to sacrifice what makes me happy? I want to wake up and look at myself, because the thing is, if it doesn't come at age 30, it will come at 40 anyway.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable. So why do I want to rush it? There's a question I've been asking myself.
And I think there are a lot of factors that will make it. Okay, for instance, myself. I used to weigh 125.
Welcome, girl.
Size 20.
Wow.
Then I said, I want to lose weight. So I started this keto diet. Lost about, say, over 40 kg. So now I weigh in between 89 and 90. Wow. I'm now a size 12. So I lost this weight.
Keto
ambassador for Ghana. And so I've lost a lot of weight. Wow. So now I lose this weight, my body changes. My body becomes softer, and probably if I don't take, like, let's say the essential, you're going to have a saggy boob or something like that. And so what? So I have a saggy boob. So if I get married, is he not still going to enjoy that?
Does that even make her less of a woman because
no, but are we being? Let's look at it from, if men are visual.
They actually are. Don't say if.
They are.
You never see a woman and say you have a beautiful heart. You're going for the illusion. But
can you disregard that aspect of things and say that, and so what? I'm this, and so what? I'm getting wrinkles, and so what? I mean, is it realistic if we say...
No, but one thing we also have to understand is that it's not like the men are growing younger either.
Yeah.
Well, okay. you want to be realistic on science, really. Some men, most men are not growing younger, but they do not look it. Women are the ones who are the near point of looking it. Just that. So the question is inevitable. It is what happens. Give it birth or not.
People who are married are still growing older anyway.
And
So
because I'm sitting and I'm thinking how I'll look after 50. And
do you know that wrinkles and sagging boobs actually somebody's turning,
Exactly. People have different things. Maybe some people like them.
There are people who are there are people like maybe young men who are probably like 35 or who want to get married to people who are 50. So it's not like it's a factor. Yes, you want to have kids. There are people, single women working hard, they have their money, and they're like, I don't want to get married, I want to have kids. Okay, so if I don't want to have kids with the natural way,
exactly. And I'm one person who, I know my friends who think I'm crazy, and I know lots of my friends are I'm one person who advocates for out of non-natural birth. They're surrogates. I mean, artificial insemination. There's so many things you can do that will give you can adopt. I'm not one of those people who's so keen on I want to have children and all those things that people are giving you pressure oh, you're 30, if you don't get married, when would you have kids, and all those things. If it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't happen, there are alternatives in 2020 and beyond. There are alternatives to having kids. There are alternatives to doing things. So not being married at 30 is not such a big deal that you should be under pressure. And I don't even know who came up with that clock. That it's
I was actually looking for the book where I was looking for it. I thought maybe it's in the Bible.
Orientation.
Yes, society.
People's orientation to life. If you grew up seeing your mother who got married at 18 and it's a conversation you've been having all your life. If you grew up having friends who are so traditional, sticking to what they know, then it's fine. But if you're rising above it, you're educated, you have the
exactly. And I come from a place where. And I think the reason why I don't feel it is because I honestly I am not under any pressure from anywhere.
Maybe you're lucky.
Exactly.
Women are
and so I get it. There are people who are under pressure, and there are people who are also giving themselves pressure.
Yeah, that's
based on what they are hearing from people. And I'm not one person who takes what people say and use it as like word. I go by my own standards and I move at my rate.
Standards is the word.
If you're just tuning in, this is Strong and Sassy. I don't know where you've been for the last 40 minutes. You've missed quite a lot, but I have MFA, Ya, and Aram in the studio, and we're talking about the fact that, well, you could be 30, single, not married, and life actually goes on. Well, life is actually good.
It's good.
You can talk that the ladies in the studio are enjoying themselves. But join the conversation, 0244340437. We'll open the phone lines as well, 03022165. Please, if you are coming to call to tell us that this is why moon worry and all of that, it's okay. It's okay. We know. It's okay. We've accepted that side. So we are taking fresh opinions this evening. But I have a few messages. Let me just really go through the messages quickly. Okay, this one says, good evening, Animwaa. The ladies in your studio are very brave. I really like them. They should keep it up and relax for their marriages. Yeah, like just chill.
Marriage buffet, papa.
Okay, this one says, I do not agree with dating within your league. I am almost finishing my PhD in mathematics at University of Nottingham. I had my MSc degree in telecommunication engineering at the University of Bristol, both in England. I have a good job in Ghana. Guess who I got married to? Someone whose highest qualification is only a diploma. But make no mistake, she's smarter than me, and I've never regretted marrying her. Forget the class and be humble. Mubarak Ahmed. Okay, I have my first caller on the line. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, Animwaa, how are you?
I'm very well. You? What's up?
I'm not very good, but I don't have enough credit actually. So let me just rush. Let me just rush because I wouldn't really be considered by the ladies in your studio. I have a simple advice just to myself and the young men today, listening to what the ladies are saying, which is actually a reflection of our society today because of the so-called slave queens and the kinds of people we have in advising the feminist movement people here and there. Just look for a lady abroad. It's a simple thing to do. Go to Facebook. There are so many people you can befriend. They are real. Just look for them. Go onto the dating site. Get them. Because they don't behave like that. They think of love. You go to the restaurant, the lady pays, you pay. It's not about your earn 2,000, you can't take care of me. Who the heck are you? I don't have enough credit. Therefore, I'll end it here.
You now. It's good that you don't have enough credit. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Please don't hate my listeners. Behave yourself. I have another call. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi. What's on your mind? Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, all that is said in the studio is okay. What I want to say is we are different people and we want things in different ways. So, you see, we are educating the public. So, if you state what you want, then you also make us understand that the dynamics will be different for others. I hope I'm making some sense here.
Yes, please, you are.
So, with the dating within your league thing, at the first place, what's dating? If I may ask, dating is just getting to know someone. So, what business do I have renting for you, buying you 1,000 cities of weeks if I'm just getting to know you better? Are you my wife, or am I your parents to be doing that for you? So, you see, if we are doing the proper dating, some of these things we wouldn't be talking about. But because when we started dating, instead of starting from 1, 2, 3 and keep going, we start from 1 and we jump to 10 already. So we move forward and you realize that now 2, 3, 4, 5 start coming in again, and now it becomes something else. You see? So this dating thing there and dating with you, like, well, everybody and what they want. I mean, it's okay, it's fine. We are different people and all.
All right, okay. Thank you very much for that. Let me talk to Nanajwa now. Nanajwa, good evening.
Hi, good evening, Animwaa. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. What's on your mind?
Yes, I'm really enjoying your discussion. But I don't like the fact that your girls are saying, hey, you are 30. Look, you will be lonely. Let's face the fact. Stop deceiving the listeners. You will be lonely. Sleeping alone is not easy. No matter what, you will need someone. Look, the Bible didn't say which. The one that is saying that, oh, you can go for insemination. Is that how her parents got pregnant to her? Is that how her parents... Does she even have parents? What are they telling her? It's good to be independent. It's good to be independent woman. No two ways about that. But look, stop deceiving us. Even at the age of 25, 26, you will start feeling lonely. You need someone. You need someone to cuddle. Anyway, are you married? Are you married?
Is this a rhetorical question or is it?
No, I'm just asking.
I'm not. No, I'm divorced.
Yes, sometimes we have to be realistic. Tell them, don't they have boyfriends? Are they not going out? Are they saying it's okay to be 30 and single? Look, let's be realistic. Stop deceiving us. You will still by all means meet someone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. If I don't let the women respond in the studio, they'll kill me.
And if you go first, I'll go second, and
I totally understand how she's expressing it. Mm-hmm. Your parents didn't decide to go by artificial insemination. My mother didn't go for CS, but I'm going for a bikini cut if I eventually want to. Yes. Okay. But we want to establish the fact that we're saying that when you're 30 years, and the pressure is coming. There's nothing like even when you're 25, you can be lonely. Mm-hmm. You can be 25 and you can be lonely. You can be 40 and be lonely.
You can even be married and alone. You can even be lonely. There are married people who are lonely. To what you can even be married and be lonely. In fact,
so the loneliness variable.
So please don't say that realistic.
Another caller. It's okay. It's okay, you guys. Ajiman, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Animwaa. Yes.
No, it's Nana.
Oh, Nana, sorry. Okay, Nana, yes. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Animwaa. You know, I like the guys calling today. I mean, every guy for me is on point. You see, we need to ask ourselves these realistic questions. It is not a big deal to be 35 or 30 and not married. But our society is such that, you know, just questions are asked. But in a way, is it good? We should be realistic. Is it good? Is it something that you would want to do, be 30 and at least you already married with a child about 7 years old? Do you want to grow old before you give birth? Do you choose your career over settling down? Or do you allow your preference of the kind of person you want to date lead you till you are, say, 50? You know, so these are realistic questions. And if it depends on what your priorities are. Some don't want kids. Some don't want to even want to get they don't want to get married. But for my guys out there, what I want to tell them is, guys, so let's make money. You're making money. And at a point when a man makes money and gets married and want to get married, we always go in for the younger ones. We don't. I will be 50 and I've made money, and I'll go in for someone who is 22. You understand?
FYI, there are women who are 50 who are dating 25-year-old boys. So with that one, there it goes both ways. But thank you very much for calling. Your mics were awful.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, excuse my friend. One thing question, you want to change the league? No. Say that, my dear. The thing is, Animwaa, he made a point that we're in a society and we need to conform. But the question is, who is the society? You and I make the society.
Yeah.
You and I make the society, and we have made a bad narrative, and we're changing the narrative. The society should stop giving pressures because they don't know what they're causing women.
Yes,
that's always.
And let's not even forget the fact that there are people who don't want to be married.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Yes,
and
because people who don't want to have kids,
natural birth, and I want to go for surrogate. I want to go for artificial insemination. That's wrong.
I want to say that. The thing about the dates within your league, I'm still emphasizing it. And I say dates within your league. One thing that I also tell my male friends is that if you're dating a girl and she comes up with all these things that she needs you to do for her, if you can't do it, tell her from day one that I won't be able to do this for you. I won't pay your rent. I won't do this. I won't do that. There are guys who meet you and then they throw things at you. You throw money ahead.
And you take somebody calls to want to cut off our head by saying that why should somebody be paying your rent and not when you're in a relationship? We're talking about kind gestures. We're not saying that it's
mandatory.
Exactly. Yeah, no problem.
If you can pay the rent, yes. If you can't pay the rent, you can't pay the rent.
Yeah, fine.
If you can't pay it, go and date a girl who's living with her parents. That's okay.
Okay, I have Ajima Joseph on the line. Good evening, Joseph.
Madam Animwaa.
Are you sure you want to contribute to this conversation?
And I've stayed on for more than...
Okay, so please go ahead.
Okay, I hope you're doing well.
I'm very well, thank you. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, your city is very hot.
You are sitting outside and you're saying it's hot. You have no idea how hot it is.
But anyway, the issues are plenty. There are some ladies not ready to get married because, one, they have what they can enjoy in terms of money. Two, some of them, they have babies already. So after all, what am I looking for? There are some other ladies too, when they marry, they don't give birth, they don't care. And they put that at the back of their mind that it's not everybody who comes to this earth to marry. And when they are going higher in terms of education, then they are also looking for a high-class guy. But the issue is, that high-class guy you are looking for, is he also looking for you? And because of so-called civilization, most ladies don't even want to get married because, after all, I have my everything. This man is just coming to have sex with me and also control me. But in a natural sense, if because of education, at least by the age of 30, you should get married. Then assuming you are to to give birth to 2 or 3, latest by 36, then you are good to go. But because sometimes they look at their body, whatever they are looking for on this earth, they haven't gotten. So they don't want one man to control them, because if it's only one man, they can't go all out to enjoy other things from other men. So these are the problems.
Okay.
So depending on the
okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Joseph.
Get married?
At least.
Who made it a requirement?
Can I have the literature that backs that? Can I have it? Like, I want to search on Google. Who says that at least by 30?
At least by it's 30 so wrong.
It's so they are offended. Honestly.
No, it's so wrong. By June,
it's so wrong.
I talk to Richard and then we come back and
sure. If Richard is coming to say at least 30, you shouldn't speak.
Richard.
Hi.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How are you too?
I'm well, thank you. What's on your mind?
Yes,
I can agree with the ladies because the one who said date within your what's the word she used?
Your league.
Your league. I think I agree with that because sometimes you meet this kind of guys and girls that the guy is not making enough money, but it's kind of pleasing the girl. Now, mostly they get married, and then because it was the pizzas, it was the the restaurant food and stuff. If it's not coming anymore, it becomes a problem. You see, so I think they have a point, and then the whole thing about people trying to ask you when are you getting married. Frankly speaking, I'm a man. It's irritating. They should stop it. Because it's not the lady who's going looking for a man. Okay. It's the man who is coming. So when we make it look as if it's the lady who is chasing, and even in Ghana, if you're a lady and you are chasing a guy, you know what we say. Even the guy will look down on you. So I mean, this thing of people always trying to make it look as if when you are 30, you are so old or you are getting old and stuff. I mean, in the Bible, people quote the Bible. How was Sarah when she gave birth? I mean, sometimes it's not too cool. Thank you very much.
Nice one, Richard.
I think I want to take you out on a date, Richard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You made a valid point.
Richard, please leave your number after.
Yes.
with our
into your
DM. So somebody wants to slide
into your dream. As a matter of fact,
That's what we call league, because he thinks like
exactly.
That's what we're calling league.
It's also a mental thing, isn't it?
Yes, and you see, the league is more like, what kind of conversations are we going to have? What kind of discussions are we going to be having?
I want to talk about.
You see, when men talk about being a man, I'm the head. I feel like you should be able to impact into my life.
Exactly.
So if you are quote unquote not in my league,
how do you impact?
Let's reference the person who's got a PhD in mathematics, MSc in telecommunication, who is married to somebody who's got a diploma. I would love to really have a conversation with him.
I don't know what kind of conversations we'll be having. I
must say, maybe not pay a certificate, but maybe this person who's got a diploma is got a certain level of understanding to life, which he admires.
But you see, that's the thing though, and education. It's not necessarily wisdom. There are people who do not have the diploma or the degree, but actually have more knowledge.
Yes.
There are people who have gone to school and all they've learned how to do is regurgitate information. They cannot analyze and they cannot.
That's the thing I'm saying, is that you can make it up in different ways. So when I talk about the league, it's not like, it's not even necessarily about finances and
not
all.
Even explain it.
I'm going to
try it.
Somebody who is, like, I can't say it anyway, date within your league.
Okay, I've turned your mics off so that I can read some of the messages, because what Jimmy says, good evening ladies, this seems to be a fundamental reflection of what society is in what the ladies are expressing. It's not out of the blue. Their sociological viewpoints reflect the world. However, they are consequences of our choices. My point is, think a little bit deeper and you realize that there's social value in what our forebears instituted as morals, family values, chastity, relationships, etc. I don't think we are actually coming up against morals or family values. What we're really saying is that if you're 30 and you are not married, there's no stigma that is attached to that. It's really a very simple okay, exactly. Nana Mpoma says hello. If they ask when you're married, ask them when are you dying. Yeah, I saw that meme, right? Anymore, your ladies in the studio are contradicting themselves. How are you saying you're independent and wanting to get someone to pay your rent? Nobody said that they were trying to get somebody to pay their rent. They're just saying that if you want to pay, you can pay.
Different ways.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that.
I mean, there are a lot of love languages. So
some people's love language is good.
Yes.
And I don't need you to pay my rent. So
I mean, it's fine if you want to pay. I'm not saying don't pay.
Someone said if someone wants to somersault, is this your concern, madam? Ask her for me, aka Animwaa, are you married? I know, right? That kind of took me by surprise. Okay. Samira says hello, Nimwizi. Look at that woman. Should it be personal when we lay
facts? I think that's what she.
If it was pulled down from a tree, okay, I don't get that bit. We should come and marry her. That's caller. It's obvious she's unhappy and stuck up, talking like she's coming to attack us. I mean, she's as much as we're entitled to our opinion, so callers. So we're not judging anybody. The last one I'm reading is, good evening, Animwaa. I have a married woman in my house now with 5 kids, and she's lonely than any other single lady. The man she got married to had another wife with kids outside the home, and they are not speaking to each other. He doesn't sleep at home, and this woman is just staying with the kids alone. So it's not about married early or whatsoever. Women have to work hard and get money and make a good choice before marriage. Yeah. Do you guys realize that? And the reason why our mothers, our grandmothers used to really talk about us getting married is because of the socio-economic state of women. In those days, they weren't working and all that.
Exactly.
And right now, it actually makes the whole thing more difficult, because you can meet a guy, and when your finances are not an issue, then the question is, what are you bringing to the table apart from money?
Yes.
And that's a question that I found that a lot of men cannot answer.
I've asked that question, that if you take the money out of the equation,
what do you
have to offer? Sex. And then what? And these days, I mean, I'm not just going to comment on that, but there's an alternative to that as well. So let's not even get into that.
What did I miss? What's there an alternative?
If you take out the equation of money out of the equation of the relationship, all they have to offer is sex. So even the sex, they are alternative options.
Okay, and that's the voice of Ara, the legal analyst and serial entrepreneur. I've had Yaya as well as a TV host, brand influencer, and voice-over artist. And of course, MFA Akosi Adeti, who's a broadcaster, brand influencer, and entrepreneur. I wish I could take your closing remarks. I will, if you promise to do it in less than 20 seconds each.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you're 30, it's time to live life and experiment more. Listen to what they would say, but do not take it if it doesn't work for you, really. It's still a matter of preference.
All right, this is Yaya Wahi. I would love to tell every lady that, first of all, know yourself, know what works for you, and know what you want before you settle for anything. You're looking for love and not a job.
And finally, I'll say that keep your standards intact and never ever settle for less.
More importantly, play in your league.
Stay in your league. That's the term for the day. Your league don't agree.
All right. Well, thank you so much for choosing us. This is Strong and Sassy. My name is Animwaa Anim-Addo. We'll do this again next week. If you missed it, well, there's not much we can do about that. But keep this in your head, though. Play in your league, or stay in your league, or date in your league. That's it. The news at 8 is coming up next.